Welcome back to The Business Experience Show, where you can learn from others' experiences and successes in business.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show. I'm Lisa Caprelli. We have Cole Smith, Kramer. With us today is Eloquent Woman magazine owner Shannon Loweta Lee. It's a new Los Angeles-based fashion magazine. Tell us about your magazine.
Thank you for having me. Yes, Eloquent Woman magazine. It's an online fashion magazine, like you were saying, but we do have a unique brand of woman. And we use the name eloquent to, imply also the intellect and the elegance of the modern woman. So, it's mainly an online magazine right now, but we do have print copies available in select salons and spas in Los Angeles and the Pasadena area.
What made you decide to do this, to get involved in the magazine?
That's a good question. It's something I get asked a lot, and it was just an idea that just came to me one day, and this was about 6 years ago, and I was just studying fashion and looking at things that I thought would be really interesting if they came back into style, and just in the process of doing that, the name Eloquent came to me, and I started just typing it out a little bit, but then it collected dust in my mind, and I completely forgot about it for 6 years. And
wow.
So in 2010, I was just talking with a friend. A lot of people know this story. I was talking with a friend, and we were talking about how interesting it would be for our writings to get published. And in the process of doing that, talking about that, the magazine idea just came back to me, and so in 2010 I started working on it. So
he just gave you that little push, or they gave you the little push?
It gave me that push. I just went, this is it. So
Did you sit down and write a business plan or do anything before?
I did. I started going to some internet marketing, business marketing classes, and just learning more about researching the technology, researching, how is this possible even to do,
right.
In this economy.
Right.
And I found out that the technology is really there to publish something online for next to nothing. Right. So
it's fascinating. 50 years ago, 10 years ago, you wouldn't have been able to do something like this.
Exactly.
And now people can get a message out and on the internet for, as you said, for a very, very low amount of money.
And it's happening so rapidly, the technology and the internet, it's happening
changing
very
every
fast.
day.
Yeah.
And it's going to spread very quickly. And once you master it, it's, what I've noticed, you handed me the Eloquent Woman magazine. It's quite a beautiful magazine.
Thank you.
But I think you did exactly what you should have done. By going online, creating your brand, creating your vision. Is that what you had in mind, and then it just kind of spun off into the magazine? How did that happen?
You mean the online version versus the print? Or
the online version.
Yeah, well, when I was researching it, I did get some suggestions from friends. Why don't you start off online? And I thought, online,
Right.
But when I went to research it, I found that they really, you can actually take any PDF file and turn it into a flip book. So that's what we use, is the flip book technology. That there are certain companies out there like issue.com, which is where we have ours, but there's also Zinio, and there's several others that will take any PDF and just turn it into a flip book. So
what I find interesting is now anyone with a computer can be a publisher. And there's a lot of noise out there. There are people that are publishing magazines that not that I'm saying they shouldn't be published, but there's a lot of people with a different point of view. When you set out to make your magazine, there was a mission, there was a statement, there was something you wanted to get across to your readers. What was that?
Well, really just the brand of Eloquent Woman and who the Eloquent Woman is. It's, we wanted to definitely show that it's not just beauty on the outside, but it's an inner beauty that the Eloquent Woman has. So in every issue, we want to highlight, whether it's charity work, whether it's bringing awareness to an issue like sex trafficking, which is in our summer issue. It's about the woman and what she's going through, what challenges she may have that would relate to our readers. So
What kind of team of people do you need to build this magazine, or have you had and you continue to have as you grow?
Yeah, our team is really just amazing. We just have a very strong team of women. So it's a magazine created by women for women, is what we say. And the Eloquent Woman magazine is for the woman of style and grace. So we look for all that in every article, and so we're made up of about 5 core team members, women, and they look into fashion and just our articles and
they do a lot of the research.
They do a lot of the research for their particular area, but it's a very strong team, that are it's just growing every day.
Do you find that you have to compromise your mission or the message you're trying to get out to appease sponsors?
Oh no, not at all, and that's something that we just will not do.
It's just because
good question.
I know when Playboy started, Hugh Hefner had a mission, and it was about men, the style and bachelorhood and fashion and lots of different things that he was doing. Over the years, he kind of lost control of that because there were certain things that the readers wanted, more pictures, for example, less content. And the sponsors wanted to go in different directions also, and of course print media now has changed because of the internet. But it's important to recognize that if you have a message that you want to get out, that you want to stay true to it. That's part of the brand that Cole was talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, not only that, Shannon, I wanted to mention something else, and I've created a lot of products and designs and things like this. And one of the most important parts is creating that product. This is your first product. So are you the creative mind behind it? Because it's very attractive for the first one.
Well, thank you. Our team is just amazing, and we have a meeting of the minds.
That's great.
Yeah.
And I could see you could take your brand global.
Yeah, that's the plan. That is definitely the plan.
Well, it has the look and the feel, and that's what I like. Usually, sometimes it takes that first product. There's many books that's written, many products that come out, and it's the third one or fourth one before it actually hits the market.
Yeah.
So looking at this, you're on the internet. You've done a great job with your team and designing and putting all the pieces in place. So definitely leverage the internet to get that product out there.
Although there's an issue. I mean, you talk about that it's written by the woman for the woman, and you're catering to a woman readership. At last count, that's only about half of the people in the world that read. What, if anything, are you doing to try to pander to the male audience? Or do you care if you have men that read your magazine?
Oh, well, surprisingly, I do have men that have talked to me and tell me how much they really love our magazine. And in fact, asking if, are we going to do a men's magazine? So, you never know. We may do that.
Right.
Maybe we might get ideas on what we can buy a girl.
Right.
Men love fashion too.
Oh, and women and men like beautiful women.
Exactly.
And I love the name. I told you this before the show. I love the name Eloquent Woman. Like that's something that really was catchy to me when I knew you were going to be on the show.
Thank you. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of feedback on that name, and women have told me that they just the name itself has opened a lot of doors for us. So
do your readers pay to be able to access your magazine?
Not at this time. They can actually become a member right now for free if they go to our website.
So they can get a subscription, and actually, what do they get? An email when the new edition comes out?
Yes, they will be the first to know when our new editions come out. They'll get sneak peek, exclusive access before it actually publishes to the general public. They will get news and about fashion, health, and music. And so.
Is there some plan in the future that you might convert some of your audience into paying for your content?
Yes, absolutely. This free access is actually for a limited time right now.
It sounds like you wanted to build your audience. You wanted to build the audience, build a brand, which is attractive.
We're currently building up our readership. Yep. Currently, right now, we have over 26,000 unique page views. So,
does that happen? Do people get a free magazine for a period of time, and then after a period of time, they actually will give you their credit card information and be a paid subscriber? I mean, are there other publishers that have done this?
I think to some extent they do offer, gifts
Right.
and things like
Giveaways
that.
and
Yeah,
things
so
like
this
that.
is kind of like our giveaway. Those are things we'll be doing in the future as well there with our audience.
So
Well-
for the listener who may not know, how is it, as the magazine Eloquent Woman magazine is the name of your magazine, what is your vision to actually make it a business and obviously profit from it? How does a magazine work for those people who don't know?
Right. Well, right now it's very interesting with the internet market opening up to publishing. You have the Nooks and the Kindles, and so it has definitely opened the door for entrepreneurs like myself and new publishers to then grab subscribers and start asking, for membership. And there's other established magazines who are going into this arena as well and publishing online and offering sort of a package subscription for print and also for the internet. So this is what we're looking to do as well.
Well, I have a comment to that. You have the ability to use the internet to drive a lot of traffic. You've got a creative team, but you need to really, from my opinion, to be very aggressive in your marketing approach. Also think of strategic relationships.
Like
that
even
could give you
sponsorships, right?
sponsors, things like that give you money to start driving traffic. The internet is full of publishers and newspapers and all kinds of things. So in order for you to take this brand, you need to really stay focused on not just the creativity, but how can you be aggressive? I mean, really be aggressive
Absolutely.
to get those subscribers.
Absolutely. Yeah, I definitely, that is definitely something we are working on currently right now, is creating a real solid marketing plan. And we plan to use, videos that will go viral, and email marketing where we've got Pinterest, we've got, Twitter, we've got Facebook.
Right. You
doing
started
all
your
that.
magazine at, I believe, at the top of the technology era on social
Yes.
media.
Well, it is. Social media is one thing, but being able to create strategic partnerships can leverage you and boost you much faster. If you can associate yourself even with another magazine or another company that can actually post information about your magazine, that's going to create the viral effect that you're talking about.
And Cole, how would you do that? You might barter where there would be click-throughs from one magazine to theirs, and they could offer advertising on theirs, clicking through to some complimentary magazine.
That's definitely one way. I mean, I heard you say when we spoke to you earlier that you're working with other publishers and they're publishing their data. One of the things, by giving those guys press, you should be asking them to give you press through their Twitter, through their Facebook.
Right.
So make that a two-way, and it needs to be part of your marketing plan.
Yeah, I agree. And that's something we do with, in each interview, whether it's an artist or we're connected to their audience as well. So I think that really helps.
Yeah.
In the internet market too.
We got to take a quick break. You're listening to Eloquent Woman's founder, Shannon Loweta Lee. I'm Lisa Caprelli. You're listening to the Business Experience Show with Doc Kramer and Cole Smith. We'll be right back. Are you an entrepreneur who would like to increase your business by becoming more recognizable in your field? Ever considered authoring a book, being on radio, or strengthening your brand, but you haven't yet? Hi, I'm Lisa Caprelli with the Business Experience Show. I can help you remake or revitalize your professional image in ways you only dreamed about or never imagined. Through business, marketing, and networking, I can show you how to put the passion and fun back in what you do. Visit goglossy.com for a free consultation. I would love to help you achieve more. Visit goglossy.com.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show, where traditional business practices intersect with outside-the-box thinking on the road to success.
Welcome back to the Business Experience Show. We have Eloquent Woman's founder, Shannon Loweta Lee. We're talking with Cole Smith, Doc Kramer. I'm Lisa Caprelli. You were talking about strategic partnerships and their magazine.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not too early to be thinking about strategic relationships. And when you come across different people, think of how they can help you. A lot of companies want to help you succeed, but if you don't ask the question when you have that aha moment, hey, maybe they could be a partner, ask them, find out. Every small business needs to really start thinking of how they can grow their business from a strategic standpoint. They don't always want money from you. There may be something in it for them, and you guys can share.
And actually, the barter system has carried us pretty far.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's really good. Where are some of the top places you have networked that have benefited your growth?
Typically within the fashion district, that's been a huge networking opportunity for us. Luckily, we're really close by, so that has helped us in our brand and in our content for our magazine.
Are you talking about the fashion district in Los Angeles?
Yeah, the fashion district of Los Angeles.
It's not a bad place to be.
No, it's not bad.
Yeah,
but
we're not in Kansas.
But it's not Paris, and there are other places where there's fashion. What are you doing to try to reach other places besides Los Angeles and Orange County?
Well, we started with our immediate network, which is Los Angeles, and since then we've grown by word of mouth. So we're getting requests now from other companies, other designers in New York City and other places within the United States that are looking for exposure. So herein lies the barter system again.
And this is something that Cole could talk to, but rather than word of mouth and waiting for people to find you, there are ways that you can get your message out, because there are fashion people all over the world that are looking for content.
Right.
And if you could get into their hands, and it's free, because all you have to do is send them an email, but if there are ways that you could reach them somehow so that they know that you're out there, you're an expert, you're an authority, you have content for them, and that's a way that you can launch this worldwide overnight.
Right.
There's another thing too to think about. There's sponsor companies that do nothing and they have sponsors looking for these types of magazines or publications and things like that. Look for sponsors to help you find sponsors or sponsor teams like an ad agency or something that will go out and find you sponsors. It'll take a lot of the pressure off of you.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
Shannon, I read about your favorite quote from Christian Dior. Tell me about that.
Just that there are two ages for women. There's girlhood and womanhood, and I just really love that quote. I think it's very true. And in Eloquent Woman, we really want women to aspire to be women.
You must eat, sleep, and breathe this concept, right? I think you're like every business owner in America, right? That's why I love this show. I love She
has the passion.
Well, it's not just me; it's my entire team. We get real serious with
you're part of something. You're part of something big.
And while you eat, sleep, and breathe this, and it's your passion, is this your full-time job, or are there other things that you and your staff do?
No, actually, people are really surprised when we tell them that we are actually doing this in our spare time.
Wow.
So we all work jobs during the day.
Is this a monthly magazine?
It is a quarterly magazine.
Okay.
In 2013, we will be putting out issues once every season.
Do you see yourself going into it full time and putting one out monthly?
Absolutely.
That's where you're going with this thing.
That's where we're going.
Where do you see yourself a year from now, 3 years from now with the magazine?
Well, a year from now, I do see us with all those sponsors and with our advertisers and being able to move into this full time with my entire team. That's the goal.
I always wonder how magazines do it these days with online content, with free content. So it's interesting to me. I'm glad to have you on our show and learn from that.
It's about marketing.
Yes,
I'm telling you, you have to be aggressive. We're creative. It's beautiful.
You'll be able to crank out the content, and you'll be able to get subscribers to pay for it. That's
absolutely.
Great.
Thank you, guys.
Well, thanks for having us with.
Thank you,
Thanks
Lisa.
for being with us. Yes. Anything else you'd like to share with your listeners, Shannon?
Well, they can go to www.eloquentwoman.com and sign up for a membership with us.
Well, it's free.
It's
not
free.
Going to be right.
It's not going to last long.
It's a beautiful magazine. Thanks for being a guest on our show. You've been listening to the Business Experience Show. I'm Lisa Caprelli. Special thanks to Doc Kramer and Cole Smith. Thank you for listening. Have a profitable week. For more information or to reach any of our guests today, also Ms. Carrie Kasem, Shannon Lee from Eloquent Magazine, please go to thebusinessexperienceshow.com. This radio show is produced by Brian Gaps. I'm Lisa Caprelli. See you next week on Angels Radio, AM 830 KLAA.